What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. Every now and then I'll have a look on MXB mods and I'll go to the new bike section and see if there's any weird and wonderful Frankenstein-y creations that have been released. And for whatever reason, I seem to have scrolled past this lovely 1980s KX80 bike many times without realising. I had no idea it existed, but it was released in 2022, like back end of 2022. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be trying this bad boy out. It's created by 2Killer Mods, the same people that created the CRF 110. I guess you could call it like a pit bike-ish bike. I really enjoy that bike. It's one of my favourite like fun bikes in the game. And they also created the TTR 110. So I've got high hopes for this. It's a bit of a Frankenstein-looking bike, you know, like some of the proportions are a bit wild, but it's all about how she handles. She might not be a looker, but she could be a lot of fun to ride. So we are on JV's MXGP of Sweden here, Uddevalla, and we're going to try and have some fun. If you've been putting off buying that new MX gear or you're just looking for some new daily MX related clothing, then head on over to fxrracing.com. Code MXPR_Lins15 at checkout will give you 15% off all motocross and lifestyle products. This code is applicable to the European, Swedish and Norwegian websites, not Canada or the USA. And whilst I've got your attention, you may as well subscribe to the channel. It's just one click of a button and it puts a big old smile on my face. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Apparently this thing can go up to 88 miles an hour, which sounds pretty nuts for an 80cc. What's the specs looking like here? Like 80cc, 32 brake horsepower, 105 kgs. Oh, that's more than a Linz. That's a heavy old bike. That is. Right. Let's. I'm a bit scared. I'm hoping this goes well. What does she sound like first of all? Oh. That's a bit of an attack on senses. Oh my lord. Right. Okay. So she's not the prettiest looking thing in the world, but I do want to reiterate that I think this is 2Killer Mods' first attempt at getting like a new model into the game, and you can kind of see the progress actually. I mean, everyone starts somewhere. If this is the beginning point, I think the CR looked quite nice. I think the CR might look better than the TTR that released, but I think it's one of the things where they take parts of other bikes, kind of mash them together and see how it comes out, to be honest. I wasn't aware really that we had any, like, could you call, this isn't a super mini by any means, like all of the 85s at least that we have in the game at a time being are ripped, like all of the Alpha Mods ones, which is why I kind of always poo-poo on them. Like, I feel like it's a bit scummy by that team, but some people just don't really care. They just want to have fun on the game regardless of where stuff comes from. But the fact that this was like originally created by the 2Killer Mods guys, I'm all for it. I wasn't aware we actually had a legitimate 80cc bike in the game, and so far she's very rapid. She's fast. Like, I didn't expect it to be this fast, especially considering the speed of the TTR 110 that I've ridden. The CRF one though was actually really rapid, and if they ever get around to like making some more bikes, I think faster is the way to go, especially since the bikes are never going to be raced in like a competitive sense by any means. They're always going to be ridden just for fun. Oh my god, they jump so far, Jesus. The front end on it's pretty good as well. I usually would expect the front end to tuck on me a bit hard from over jumping that. It seems very light in the air, very nimble, and oddly enough it's getting some good traction. We have to use stock Proboso traction values on these. The OEM tyres don't kind of transfer over, so you've just got the standard like mid softs on. And the suspension. Why is this bike low-key fire? What's going on? Huh? I didn't expect this. I thought this was just going to be an absolute disaster from beginning to end. Okay. I'm very surprised. very surprised. Go on, get slowed down. Turn for that inside line. That inside's very tricky to get into. Let's try... Oh, the front end tried going on me a little bit there. I was trying to push the issue just a bit. Originally, I wanted to try riding this bike on the latest JV track on... Oh god, why's my brain not working? Harvinka, Finland. And then I realised, oh god, with the stock Proboso traction, the sand is not going to be very ideal. So I thought, for the sake of giving this bike a fair shot and not making it look absolutely booty cheeks, I thought it only made sense if we done it on a track where the traction is actually good. So that's why we're at Sweden here. I'm very tempted to... because it's a lot faster than I expected, I'm very tempted just to mix up a couple of tracks actually and see how it handles overall. I mean, the suspension feels good, the front end feels good, it's got good traction even on stock Proboso tyres, It feels very light and nimble. Like it's getting around the corners pretty damn quickly. I'm pretty surprised. We might have to stress test this a little bit. I think, you know what I'm going to do? This could absolutely ruin this bike, or it could sing all of its praises. I think I'm going to load up TFC's 2023 Parlour. I want to see how it gets up that massive hill and deals with all the choppy bumps. This is the track where bikes come to die. Oh, this should be interesting. So, I think most of the issues people had with this track when we raced on it on the OEMs was the choppiness of the bumps. They are very close together and quite sharp, which a lot of the bikes don't handle particularly well. This uphill directly ahead of me, like all the way over the back corner of the track, is not good with the physics. Other than that, I think it was a pretty good track. I think it's probably my favourite out of the 4 aerial tracks that we've had so far this year. So I'm intrigued. I think that's the best word to use. I want to see how we get up and over this. So we go double. Can we triple this? Oh. Things landed. Yes, thank God. Almost got over that. Right, so I'm not going to try and be too mean. I'm not going to go on the inside here. Let's go around the outside. Just send it like I normally would. Bro. What's going on? What voodoo magic are these boys put on this bike? Why is it low-key fire? What's going on? Oh my Christ, I really didn't expect this. I thought this would just be like a hot mess, that like everything. Oh, hang on, I need to see if I can hit this big boy line. Oh, okay, there's some limitations. I need to remember there is still an 80cc engine in this bad boy. Oh god, yeah, on the 450 you can kind of huck that and downside the takeoff for the next jump, but I'm not gonna hold that against it. You know, it is meant to be an 80cc bike at the end of the day. It's definitely faster than any 80 has the right to be. But like I said earlier, I think there's nothing wrong with making these bikes a bit of fun. To be honest, you can see if I go in third person, you can see we've got the Cummy tyres, which is no fault of the mod creators at all. That's just how this tyre replacement works. Oh, that was an interesting one. I guess my front end just caught a little bit too much grip. But look how soft the suspension. Oh, it goes all the way through the rear tyre. I had no idea about that. That's a little bit awkward. Gosh, she's soft at the back, isn't she? Maybe that's why it's absorbing the bumps so well. You know what? I'm going to go back in first person. I am not doing it any justice whatsoever in third. Let's try and hit this next section at a decent pace, because this is some of the rougher bits. Probably. I mean, that soft suspension at the back kind of makes sense now with how like springy the bike feels, but it makes it feel like really plush going into the corners. It's not kicking about on me at all. Maybe that's what we have to do to make the bikes feel really good over braking bumps, is just make it so that the rear tyre morphs through the rear fender, and then it'll be good. We'll have some really good bikes for the game. Right, what are these rollers like? Can we double through these? We can. Wasn't able to hit the triple in the middle, but it still works, still fine. The fact that I've even got enough power to almost accidentally loop out is a bit mind-blowing to me. Up and over the triple, round to the right. Can we hit this quad? Oh no, not quite enough oomph to be hitting that quad there. So there's definitely some limitations. It's not like it's faster than the damn 450s. Honestly, I don't think it's far off 250 pace, if I'm being completely honest, and I hope that's not out of place to say. I mean, it feels very, very quick. I think the only thing that might hold it back a little bit is the acceleration. I'm struggling to realise what gear I need to be in sometimes. So sometimes I'm in too high of a gear. I cannot believe how smoothly it's getting up and over that hill, and how it just munched them braking bumps down the hill. What on earth? This bike's actually nuts. This bike's insane. I really didn't expect this. Oh, get on the binders. On the binders. Then as well, didn't get too out of shape. We've got the acceleration to get up and over this. We do. Oh my god. Might have to try this bike out in some Supercross. I'm interested to see how this suspension handles a whoop section. And see, I wonder if I can actually triple into any rhythm sections as well. I'll finish this lap off, and then I'm going to go digging through my Supercross tracks and see what we've got here. Can we get through this rough section well as well? We can. I'm so shocked. I'm really, really surprised. So this might have to be the subject of a new public log video, if I'm honest, boys. We might have to get a full gate of these bikes in the game, because this is interesting, to say the least. Right, let's go do some Supercross. I can't believe it. What is a Supercross track that I'm like really comfortable on? I felt pretty good. Not that one. Not that one. Where's this? East Rutherford. I don't think I can remember East Rutherford off the top of my head. Oh no, I do. I do. Oh, this whoop section's pretty brutal. Yeah, let's try this out. I think this will be a great stress test because these whoops are fairly spread out. They're quite steep, and they've killed me more times than I care to admit. The great part as well is when you've not got any tyres to choose from is you haven't really got to worry about setups as a whole. You just run it as you brung it. Some of these like suspension values, they seem really, really high, but I'm not going to complain at all because, like I said, the bike actually feels really, really good. I am beyond impressed. I didn't expect this. I could argue that this bike's suspension feels better than the CRF and the TTR 110 suspensions that they released after this. So, boys of the 2 Killer Mods team, if you are watching this, this is great. Give us some more of this. I'll be a very, very happy man. I mean, that soaked that up quite well. I don't think I'm going to quite have the oomph to get up and over that quad like you do on the 450. This is what I wanted to test out. Are you okay? That was so... Bruh, that was so easy! Oh god, I've pulled so much hair out trying to go for... Well, I mean, not so much now, but when qualifying on this track, trying to find a bike or trying to find a suspension that would blitz them whoops properly, it just wasn't happening for me. So, I mean, Ariel, if you could just let me rock up to the next race on the 1980s 80cc Cowie, I'd be a very, very happy man. It does seem that... So it gets up to speed. So it has top speed on its side, but the acceleration seems to be... oh god. The acceleration's a bit poor. So I don't think I can actually get the speed to get up and over some of these triples out of the corners. So we might have to end up doubling our way through. But for the sake of being able to hit whoop sections, as well as this does, I really don't care. Let me go... Let's check this left side, since we can't hit the quad. So we just go on, off... Ooh, I was scared I was going to get kicked over the bars there. Usually you'd go triple single, but we're going to go double double. Let's blitz this. Let's try shift up into higher gear as well, because higher gears help in the whoops too. I think that was user error. I don't think that was the bike's fault. I think I tried getting a little bit too carried away there. Tried going a bit too fast. I'm not going to shift that up into 4th gear again. I'm going to keep it in 3rd, like I did the first time. Try this again. See if the first one was a fluke. No, it really wasn't. I am actually so impressed. What? OEM team? Sign these guys up, please. The suspension's disgustingly good. I feel like it's probably a combination of, as you can see, with how soft she is at the rear. I don't know if that's just something to do with the model, or if that's because the suspension is set up in such a soft way that it compresses and goes through the rear tyre like that. So maybe you wouldn't want this on the normal bikes if that was the case. Verboso, please find a way of us doing good suspension. I beg, I pray, please. But I don't know what else to say. Like, she's ugly. Don't get me wrong, she's not a looker by any means, but she's really, really fun. Like, turns well, front end is good, suspension is good. Only downside, obviously, is like back wheel morphing through fenders. This is, I mean, it's a bike that they've created, and I'm guessing that like it's all made in Blender as such. And I've used Blender a little bit for trying to create my track at the moment, and it's a very difficult program. I would have absolutely no clue where to start when it comes to making things like this. So I have to take my hats off to them. You know, I am all for members of the community doing their own thing and giving us fun bikes. I really, really am. I saw a while back, I don't think it ever really got anywhere, but someone in the main MX Bikes Discord was constantly posting picture updates of a PW50 that they were working on, and it looked really, really good. But I kept seeing update pictures through Blender of him making it. And then he kind of just disappeared. I don't know where he went. I hope one day he comes back and we can actually get that bike to ride on. I think that would just be so funny, riding a bike that small in this game. Kind of run with the mini GP bikes that I done in the video not that long ago, but just the motocross equivalent. But it would all be good fun. I'd really, really enjoy that, and I've really enjoyed this. Not the longest video in the world, but I think there's only so much you can do to show off a bike and how fun it is. I highly recommend you guys go and download this. It's the same as downloading any other bike, where you just drop it into your bikes folder and it'll be there. There are paddle tyres available for this bike as well. Please get that quad, I beg. Oh my god, it can do it. It's steezy. Land, survive! Survive! Yes! Oh, this is great. I love I love this. There's pedal tyres as well, which I didn't download. I'm not sure if that will cause any sort of like bike mismatch when you're playing with friends, if you have pedal tyres and they don't, etc. So just communicate properly with your buddies if you want to play with these, play with them on these. Just make sure you either both have the pedal tyre or neither of you do. And I think that's going to do it from me. Like, honestly, round of applause for these boys. I didn't know this bike existed. I'm glad that I found it. 100%. I want to get a full lobby on these now at some point. They're going to be such a giggle, so much fun. And that's going to do it from me. I hope you've enjoyed. Please do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment for the algorithm to help your boy out, and have a lovely rest of the day. Whatever you're up to, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.